didn't even know where San Pedro was. I thought this place was in Long Beach. And I've never been to Long Beach either. So when I got here, I was like, what the?
We are here at the Beacon House. This is a place that saved my son's life.
Before the Beacon House, I very much played the man-child. Family for me was just a source to take from, to keep me going.
He's obviously under the influence in this picture. I see him as a person in a lot of pain.
Things got progressively worse and worse, but what got me to the Beacon House was they needed something that was gonna be different.
But we also knew that it was the right thing. This is where he needed to be.
Joe is my older brother. Through my adolescence has always felt like my best friend in life.
Generally, I was a guy who made my family laugh. By the time I was 13, the only time that I felt secure, safe, was when I was drawing or when I was acting or when someone was actively giving me approval, right? And marijuana supplanted that.
When he was getting more deeply into his addiction, his humor sharpened a little bit. It was like something right there on the surface that just felt off.
Cocaine was my drug of choice. Before the house, probably 10 years, I had struggled with it. After a while, even using the drugs, I was never able to feel peaceful or serene. I was left with myself, and I was left this broken, scared child with no real adult skills.
I didn't come to the Beacon House on my own accord. It was a situation where I pushed my family so far off the edge, burned the bridges where they were cutting me off. They didn't want anything to do with me anymore. I stole from my family, stole from their purses directly, steal their cars. Every time I showed up afterwards, all the doors are locked. Car keys are hidden, purses are hidden, wallets are hidden. My mother essentially told me that if I don't find somewhere to go to get some help, then I'm out on the streets. I want to be fighting for my life, and I want to be sober, and I want to be happy. I want to have my family back in my life.
Before Joe came here, my family was in a cycle of crisis.
I was honestly very intimidated and fearful about turning my life over to such an intense program. And yet, I didn't want to die an alcoholic.
I felt the most alone I ever felt. I had no drugs, no alcohol, right? There's nothing I could do to mask that feeling of isolation.
It's very intense, especially early on. I would literally shake at times, and a lot of guys go through that.
The biggest difference from other treatment centers was that we got to actually work on our character.
Back when I was in high school, I wanted to be into the culinary field, but obviously, with drugs and alcohol, I never went for it. It got presented to me in sobriety, and now that I get to do it here again, it goes back to being helpful and seeing these guys enjoy the food.
I drive for the culinary group here, so we drop off food to 7 different homeless shelters. I'm really glad that I get to do that.
We had a camping trip coming up. That entire time at the trip, I wasn't feeling myself. I was very exhausted, was in pain, I had zero appetite. So I went to the doctor. There they ran scans, ultrasounds, and they found that it was a mass that grew and that it was cancerous. Being dealt with something as serious as cancer, it really put into perspective that no matter where I am, no matter how I feel, no matter what I'm rushing to, life is gonna come and intervene. I was offered to stay or to leave, to go back to my family's, and I chose to stay because deep down I knew that it'd be best for me in my recovery if I stayed in the center of what got me this far. Being able to have these guys sit there with me throughout my chemotherapy sessions, my surgeries, countless nights at the hospital, and being able to talk openly and freely and pray with them and meditate with them did all the difference. 12 hours yesterday at chemo, and I feel good.
After being at the Beacon House, the relationship I have with my family is pretty awesome, and it's a lot different.
It was really hard to watch him stuck for so long, and now to finally see the real Brandon and to see him becoming who he was always meant to be.
He and I have slowly been rebuilding a relationship.
It's like a new friendship.
It's being given another chance at a family that we always wanted to have.
Now I'm trusted by my family. Just last week, they're all at Disneyland that, hey, can you come down to the house and watch the dogs for me? And everything's open. Everything's out in the open. So like I'm saying, like this is completely different from 5 years ago. They wouldn't even think about asking me to come do something like that. To be the trusted one today, and to be the one that they can call and be like, hey, I need help with this, and they like having me around. So it's beautiful.
I started an art group here. We meet every Saturday where we paint and draw.
I even got to build an app for the Beacon House. You can post pictures, videos, and the point is that alumni that have left and on with their lives, they can stay connected with anybody through this app.
This is really amazing, Brandon. I'm really proud of you for doing this.
I coexist with my family. I know that there is a huge amount that I need to continue to give back to them. And we grow together.
I came to graduation day with my parents. I wasn't sure how it was gonna feel. The four of us sat on the hotel beds. We were just yapping and chatting away and, cracking jokes.
The level of trust I had with the Beacon House, with them not wanting money, was huge, because then it was oh, they really just want me to get sober.
I want to give families hope, because there is hope. If it wasn't for the generous donations, this place wouldn't exist.
These donations help out the men who are coming in and the men who will continue to come in down the line, and give them an opportunity to get off the streets, change their way of living, and to understand that life is more than just darkness. Life is more than just isolation, that we're meant for something bigger.